What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to look at exercises for a stiff and painful neck. A lot of times with patients, I will hear them, they'll come into the clinic and say, I woke up and I can't turn my head, it hurts, it's really stiff. So if that's something you're experiencing, I'm going to show you exercises that can help with your mobility and reducing pain. All right, for the first exercise, we're going to use a massage ball. This is a little pinky ball that works really well. You can use a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball. We're going to massage some of the muscles right here. One in particular called levator scapulae. It goes from this top corner of our shoulder blade and it goes up into our neck. And a lot of times when people have these neck strains, they'll have a hard time turning their head, rotating it from right to left. Releasing these muscles in this region can really help reduce some of that discomfort and improve your mobility. So what you're going to do is take that ball, you're going to lie on your back and put the ball kind of at that corner of your shoulder blade. So just kind of put it there, kind of move it around until you find a tender spot, and then you're just going to pause on it, take some deep breaths, and try to let that area kind of release and relax. So you can just hang out here in the beginning. When you've kind of been on a spot for a few seconds, you can move, just kind of move around, work that area for maybe 1 to 2 minutes. You can also move your arm while you're on that spot. That muscle, because it attaches to our shoulder blade, it also affects shoulder movement. So it's basically a neck and a shoulder muscle. So sometimes moving your arm can sort of create a mobilization with movement. You don't have to do that. You can also just pause, move around. This will work your levator muscle. It'll also get part of your upper trapezius muscle, which runs up and attaches to your skull and neck. So again, just work there for 1 to 2 minutes to start releasing the muscles and reducing pain. With neck pain, another really important thing to target is the thoracic spine, which is your mid-back. It's that next segment of your spine that's down from your neck. We have research showing that when we mobilize the thoracic spine, it can help with neck pain and even shoulder pain. So for this one, you're going to take a foam roller, put it down so that it's running perpendicular to your spine. You're going to sit in front of it, hold the roller, and then basically sit back on it. Your arms can go across to your chest, or they can go behind to hold your head, especially if you're having neck pain. It oftentimes hurts if people have to hold with their neck muscles, so you might feel better if you hold it with your hands. I'm going to go here so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to put the foam roller kind of in that mid-back region, and then just kind of arch over it. You can also just pick your butt up and just roll up and down. Sometimes doing this, you'll get some pops out of your mid-back, and it can feel pretty good. So just go through that area for, like the last one, somewhere in the kind of 1 to 2 minute range, just looking at loosening things up. If you find a tight spot, you can set your butt down and kind of arch over it to try and loosen up that mid-back region. Okay, so that's our second exercise, a thoracic mobilization. Our next 2 exercises here are kind of a combo of stretches for some of those neck muscles. We're gonna look back at that levator muscle we were talking about earlier, and then this big one here, upper trapezius. So for these 2 exercises, if I'm going to stretch my right side, I'm going to put my right arm behind my back to kind of hold that shoulder blade down. And then I'm going to take my other arm and grab my head. And for the first one, I'm going to gently pull ear to shoulder. This is going to stretch my upper trapezius muscle right here. You might see it kind of poking out as I do this. So I'm looking for, with these stretches, I'm looking to hold for 15 to 30 seconds and to perform both of them 2 to 4 times. So for upper trapezius, I'm going to pull straight to the side, kind of ear to shoulder. For levator, same thing. I'm going to put my arm behind my back. I'll switch sides this time. And I'm going to pull my head down at an angle, so I'm kind of looking down at my opposite knee. So I'm going to grab and kind of rotate my head and look down. And this will stretch a little more on the back of my neck, targeting that levator muscle. Also some of our other cervical extensor muscles, which can be strained if you've injured your neck, or again, maybe just woken up with it feeling stiff and painful. So just go on both sides. Oftentimes when people have this type of issue, it's just on one side of their neck, so you could just do both these stretches on one side. Again, hold each one for 15 to 30 seconds and look at performing them 2 to 4 times. Before getting to the last exercise, I just want to mention that my book is out. It has rehab programs for the 50 most common injuries and pain issues. All of the programs have pictures of me doing the exercises, and each body region has its own chapter. Today we're talking about neck strains. In the head and neck chapter, we'll see here that there is a neck pain program that shows these muscles I'm talking about. It also will talk about whiplash injuries and neck strains. All of the programs have 3 phases, again with pictures of me doing the exercises. So you'll have exercises to reduce pain, improve mobility, and then phase 3 of every program will focus on building strength in the region. So if you'd like to have a resource at home that allows you to do your own physical therapy and covers the most common conditions we see in the clinic, I will put an Amazon link for the book down in the description. The last exercise is a mobility exercise. As I said in the beginning of the video, when people strain their neck, the motion that they tend to lose the most is rotation, looking over each shoulder. For rotation, the normal range of motion is 80 degrees, so it's basically turning and being able to look all the way, almost all the way over your shoulder. So that's what you're going for, and you can compare on both sides, go both directions, and look at how far can you turn over that shoulder. If you can't, you probably won't be able to get there all the way right now if you have pain. But the exercise is basically just working on that mobility gently and gradually. So you're just going to turn. Oftentimes people will only get 45 degrees in the beginning. When they come to see me, they can only do half, 50% of the range of motion. That's okay. Just go to that point, hold for a second. You're stopping right at the barrier of pain. Don't push into it. Usually that just flares things up. So you're just going right to your barrier of pain, and you're just going to do 10 to 15 repetitions. I like to spread this exercise throughout the day, so maybe do 10 reps 4 or 5 times throughout the day rather than doing just one big chunk, all the exercises together. It's better if you spread them out. And over time, you'll be able to turn farther and farther. You can even, if you can't get your muscles to do it, you can even use your hands to kind of turn your head a little bit just to work on a little more stretch and regaining that range of motion. Make sure you work both directions. Even if one side is more limited, it can be helpful to work both directions. All right, you guys, those are some of my favorite exercises I like to use with patients if they've strained their neck, or again, maybe you've woken up, you're sleeping, you woke up, and all of a sudden your neck's just locked up and stiff and painful. Give them a try, and if you have any questions, put them down in the comment section.